Hey, ladies and gents. Today I'm going to be talking to you about one thing that I absolutely hate. Hate right now. I have pure hatred for something to the point where I wish I can get it in a little ball and just stare at it for like 3 hours and I crush it. No, I shouldn't crush it. I should do something as a slower death. Something that's more painful. Anyways, peep the Godsmack shirt, ladies and gentlemen. Went to the Godsmack tour in Syracuse. Beautiful. Seen STP. Dorothy. I haven't seen Dorothy yet. Dorothy is super cool. You guys should listen to her. It's kind of like rock and country at the same time. Beautiful singer, and I love the guitarist there. So full of energy. He was hitting those notes. Anyways, also STP cool. R.I.P. Scott Weiland. His singer is absolutely crazy. You could see me on one of their Instagram posts. I know that. I should have took a picture. I'm pretty sure I did, but I'm not putting it in this video. Anyways, I hate debates. Hate them. Political debates. They suck. Political debates are the worst thing to ever happen to this entire world. Sitting on Instagram, right? And this comes up after roughly 11 p.m. My whole entire page turns into political views. So, scrolling down there, and I'm seeing this clip that I'm about to show you guys of two women. The one you'll see in the gray sweatpants with the blonde hair is an extreme leftist. I think that's what Republican means, but she says she's extreme Republican. And the one Asian kind of woman, black sweatshirt or whatever, something like that, a little bit of jewelry on herself, is an extreme Democrat. And they're talking about gun control. First off, let me state my opinion. Gun control, I allow it. I was raised in a household where hunting was allowed, right? And I still am. But, I feel like gun control, we should control this, we should control guns in a way where, let's say, if I go out and I shoot an owl, right, that is a species that is dying. I don't know the word for that. A species that is dying. I feel like you should not be able to have a gun after that. I should not be able to have a gun after that. Because what I'm saying here is, if we're flipping through the books, right, and we're saying, hey, you can't shoot an owl, you can't shoot this type of owl, and then the line right after that is, if someone comes into your house, don't shoot them in the head, you can't shoot them in the head. If I didn't read the owl rule, how would I read the house defense rule? Right? So, that's what I should think. Anything else where if you just honestly mishandle a gun in a way that could hurt any species, could hurt anything pretty much, any vandalism, if you even shoot like a bullet at a bridge and someone catches you, you're mishandling that weapon, right? I don't feel like you should be able to use that. But anyways, I'm going to show you the tactic that this woman uses. The reason why I hate debates. Because they hit this tactic, and it actually sucks. Alright, I'm going to show you guys the clip right now.
Said on gun control, but when, gun control activists use that term assault rifle, they actually use it to ban a variety of different guns that don't constitute an assault rifle.
What's the #1 cause of death for children in the United States?
School shootings.
How many children have to die before guns become too unregulated?
Well, I think that's because of the mental health crisis in America.
Do you have a number?
See what I mean? See what I mean? What is the number? She's using a tactic where it's like, if it's too high, if it's like 200, that's too much. If it's 0, that means that she's wrong. If it's 100, that's too much. If it's 1, that's too much. If it's half, there is no half, it's too much. She's pretty much pinning her against a wall and saying, fuck you. Straight to her face. Honestly. She's saying, you're done for. I already got you in a loop. Because this is just going to lower the blonde's morale so much. Because she's going to be like, oh, you're right. And then, it's just going to go haywire after that. I haven't watched the full clip. I'm going to go and watch the full clip real quick, see if I can pull anything else off of it, to see who really won the debate. Give me a second.
The mental
Can you
health
give me a
crisis
number?
in America. I
Do you
think
have
that,
a number?
Listen, it's
How many
about,
children have to die before guns become too dangerous?
it's not about that though, because the reason that school shootings happen is completely different. It doesn't have to do with guns getting into the hands of the right people.
So
What
the
that
8
has to
children
do with-
who died-
Excuse me, I'm speaking. What that
Oh, Jesus. She just shut her down. She just gave her a, no, fuck you. And she hit the... I don't know if it's in the same clip, but pretty much she rambles on. She doesn't ramble on. It's actually a good point. She says pretty much gun control is something that needs to be monitored. Back to the clip.
with is a mental health crisis in America that people seem to be supporting, where we're not properly medicating people, we're not taking care of people. Who commits the most school shootings, right? So I would point out that maybe this is a mental health
Can we
crisis
pause?
that's not being
I
addressed.
need a moderator and I need fact check. Yes.
And yeah, she's right. And anyways, the Asian woman, I don't know if she's Asian. I'm very sorry if I'm mistaking her heritage. But anyways, let me move you guys over here real quick because I want to take a sip of my water. Anyways, the other woman, not the blonde woman, the black-haired one, says pretty much that it's the gun's fault. Sorry. It's the gun's fault and not the person's fault. And I really couldn't disagree more. If you hand a gun to a 6-year-old, he's probably not gonna know what to do with it. He'll probably think it's a toy, you know? And he'll probably go and shoot someone. But if you give it to a 40-year-old veteran that's been in service for 20 plus years, he's going to be like, hey, you know, I should probably keep this away from people so they don't get scared. You know, he's been through the whole shadaddle, right? He's been through the classes. He's been in the Army, Marines, Navy, you know, whole entire military for years, and he knows what to do with it. Let me do a study real quick. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I just did my research real quick and looked on a couple of sites, and they said about 90% of school shooters had a mental capacity under 15. And all of those ones cited in there were over 18. So, when you give a gun to a person with a mental illness, it doesn't work well. And I also looked up, and most of the time it's because, you know, in, I think it said 4.9 million houses, there's at least one handgun, you know, hunting rifle, whatever. So there is the main problem up here, which we're going to resemble as my PlayStation controller. This is the main problem. This is school shootings. This is guns. This is people. No, this is school shootings, right? And then you have a small problem, but a pretty big problem, I should say. Not as big as this one, but we have people. People, right? And so you get the big problem right here. We're going to take this away. You have the people right here. And then it moves down to an even smaller part, which is guns. And we're going to take this away. And then guns goes down to people with homes. People in homes, kids in homes that have guns. So the guns in the homes goes up to the guns, right? And now you have guns, right? And then it gets connected to the people who have a mental capacity under the age of 15. And that leads to school shootings and mass shootings. It's that easy, right? All of this isn't a jumbotron. This is not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. It's because of political views. We have all been misled. We can never come together as one. We always have to be different in some way and somehow on political views. Me, myself, I have been looking into this stuff for roughly 3 months now, and I have realized that a party, two parties, all of the parties are all equally bad, and they're all equally good. Some of them may be worse than others. Some of them try to make fun of people who like to make their own decisions. I don't like to put this out. I am a Christian. My religion says, pretty much in a huge nutshell, that we cannot be gay. This doesn't mean that we have to go out and kill people who are homosexual, make fun of people. That doesn't mean we have to just put us up on a pedestal and put them down into the floor. This means that we have to try and regulate it with peace. We have to say, hey, come to the church, hey, just read the Bible, we don't have to go out. And some people like spreading this. Some people go out onto those parks or whatever, and they bring a speaker and a microphone and they talk about God. And most of the time it is at events where it's the LGBTQ, gay fest or whatever. I'm not trying to make fun of them or anything like that. I don't know what it's called, their events that they go to. But anyways, back to what I was saying. That's where they'll get the most attraction and try to turn away that kind of thing. Because our whole plan, not a whole plan, I'm making this seem like a cult. The whole spiel is pretty much, live happily. Don't get mad. Don't get mad easily. Don't hit someone. Don't steal. Don't masturbate. I mean, you can, but, don't lust, which is pretty much, imagine you looking at watching porn. Different stuff. Be nice to your neighbors, which, neighbors means pretty much anyone. Yeah. Be slow to speak. Always be factual with your stuff. And try to just spread the word, try to spread the word of God. Some people make it seem worse. And this is a view that I've had, that most of the time people that are homosexual are Democrats, because the Democratic Party is allowing this. And I'm not saying this is a problem, but it comes to a point where you can't find a middle, right? Not everyone is Christian, right? So if I was a homosexual, in theory, am I going to want to go over to the Republican Party where they're banning stuff in certain states where it's there is only two genders? I'm not allowing same-sex marriage. Or do I want to go over to the Democratic Party where they're hey guys, come in, yep, you guys can all flood in. I'm going to want to go to the Democratic Party. And they're going to keep saying, hey, you can be gay, get your friends gay, I feel like it should be free choice, right? You don't have to urge that on. But the problem is that people nowadays, like President Trump, are trying to get rid of them, and the Democratic Party is trying to get more of them. So, why don't we just all say, hey, do your own thing? We don't say, hey, more, we want more, or we don't say, no, we don't want you. We say, hey, do whatever you want. Not my choice, right? It's up to you. This is what I find. There's many other topics that I could disagree on, and I really feel like right now to make an hour-long video of me just talking about politics. But I'm not fairly educated, right? I couldn't yap on. I would need a second partner. I could probably debate one of my friends. Why not? Abortion. My religion says no. Republicans, no. Democrats, yes. It's the same thing with homosexuality. Republicans, stay away. Democrats, come on in. Come in. Everyone, all the deer. All the deer. It's tough, right? Because we can never agree. I don't think a time will come where we all say, hey, why don't we just come together and kind of just like, have two presidents. Something like that. Or just try and agree on stuff. Because there's good things in the Democratic Party and there's good things on the Republican Party. And if we had two presidents, this would stop something becoming too far left or too far right. If we're too far right, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. If we are too pro-Republican, it would become a dictator situation. That's what happened in Nazi Germany. If it becomes too much of a democratic situation, it's too much government. I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure that's like North Korea. Yeah, North Korea. If we're too left, North Korea. If we're too right, Nazi Germany. If this is Republican and this is Democratic on both of these sides, I feel like the middle is here. We're more getting this way. We can never be in the middle. It's always this, oh. And also figuring politics, I don't want to talk about this much because I may get some hate on this, but what's up with the Epstein files? Is something correlated to the point where Trump got in trouble, Epstein, which is dead, got in trouble. Palm Beach Pete is Epstein. We all know this, right? There's also photographs that scientists, actually Republican scientists that we found out from the Democratic Party, we found out were Republican. Actually, anyone could search this up. Search up the scientist's name. If you go back a couple of years, he voted for Trump a couple of times. He met up with Trump a week before he put out the thing that there was a photo of Epstein in Israel. He said it was fake, right? We ran it through multiple systems. He says, we ran it through multiple systems. 99% fake, AI generated. But the picture they put out to show everyone had a watermark on it. Weird? I would think it's weird. And everyone was looking it up and, it said this because they added a couple of things. They ran it through another AI system and said, hey, do whatever you want to the photo, right? Try and make it look like you made it, but keep the photo the same. So, when it ran through that code, through the AI detectors, it said, oh yeah, this is 100% fake. But if we go back on the original photo that the person posted, it's 7% fake. That is a 93% chance that that is real. Is real? They're lying to us. They want you to believe them because it was Epstein files, and then all these new ticks came out. Let's focus on them now. Let's not focus on the Epstein files. Let's focus about the ticks. Oh, let's go to war with Iran. Why not? Why not? Let's go to war with Iran because why not? Me and Israel, we're two peas in a pod. For some gosh darn reason, a week ago these files came out, but whoa. What about the ticks? Wait. There's boxes of ticks that have been laid around forests? Why is there boxes? What, Bill Gates? Oh, he put the ticks out. Why, though? He's rich. Oh, he was in the Epstein files? Oh, he's with Trump. Oh, they talked? They seen them talking? Oh, the footage got out because someone hacked it. He went in a day before? Oh, they went to China and made superhuman ticks. Oh, they fed on cows. Oh, so you can't eat red meat? Found that all in a spare 20 minutes. I want you to listen closely. The government is lying to you. Do not believe what they are saying, because there is something far more worse than the Epstein files, and I know it, that they are trying to hide from you. Why did they wait so long to say that aliens are real? That's weird. What else would the government lie to us about? Kids, do your research. Find out something that other people don't know. Find out that Trump is trying to do silly dances, stuff like that, to gather the young audience. So if he ever bends the rules and makes it so there's 3 terms, he'll have a lot of people voting for him.
Brooklyn.
Oh no! Stop!
Here you go, Brooklyn. Ray,